Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we are going to totally demystify Mandarin pronunciation. If it's the one thing that's been holding you back from learning Chinese, you've come to the right place. By the end of this, I promise you'll have all the keys you need to start speaking with some real confidence. So let me ask you this. Have you ever thought about learning Chinese, but then you heard all the different sounds and tones and just thought, whoa, nope, that's way too hard for me? If you have, you are definitely not alone. It feels like this huge, intimidating hurdle. But what if I told you it's actually way, way more straightforward than you think? Well, that's exactly why we put this guide together. We've boiled it all down to just the essential points you need to know. And the goal here isn't just for you to memorize a few sounds. No, it's to help you actually understand the system behind it all, so you can go off and practice confidently on your own. So here's our game plan. First, we'll tackle the pronunciation challenge head on. Then, we'll cover the basic vowels, or finals. After that, we'll get into the melody of Chinese, the tones. Then we'll cover the consonants, or initials, and we'll wrap it all up with 3 super essential rules that tie everything together. Let's do this. Okay, so let's just dive right in. The system that we use to write out Mandarin sounds is called pinyin. And here's the cool part. Every single syllable is like a little Lego block built from just 3 pieces. There's a starting consonant, which we call an initial, a main vowel sound, the final, and a tone. That's it. Initial, final, tone. That is the core of everything. So, let's start with the most basic ingredient of them all, the simple finals. Think of these as the core vowels. There are only 6 of them, and believe it or not, every single sound in the entire Mandarin language is built on these. Okay, now what's really great about this is that most of these sounds are probably going to feel pretty familiar. Let's try them out together. A is a nice open ah, like when a doctor tells you to open your mouth and say ah. E is that sharp E sound, like in the word see. And oo is an oo sound, like in food. Make sure you pucker your lips for that one. Now, O and A are a little different. O is kind of like the O in go, but your lips are more rounded. And E is a more relaxed sound. Finally, we have oo. This one's the fun one. To make this sound, keep your lips in that tight oo shape, but from that position, try to say E. It's a bit strange at first, for sure, so go ahead and pause and practice that a few times. You'll get it. All right, now for the part that everyone talks about, the tones. A tone is really just the pitch of a syllable. The best way to think about it is like you're singing each word instead of just speaking it. And here's the great news. There are only 4 main tones you need to learn. Just 4. And you really gotta get this. The tone isn't just a suggestion to make you sound a little better. It's absolutely essential. Changing the tone completely changes the meaning of a word. For instance, ma with a high flat tone means mother, but ma with a dipping tone means horse. Yeah, you definitely don't want to mix those 2 up. And this shows just how intuitive they can be. Let's try them with that ah sound we practiced. The first tone is high and flat, kind of like you're holding a note. Ah. The second tone goes up, like you're asking a question. Ah. The third tone dips down and then comes back up a bit. Ah. And the fourth tone is a sharp, quick drop. Ah. Come on, try it with me, wherever you are. Ah, 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 ah. See? You're already doing it. You're doing great. You've got the vowels, you've got the tones. Now let's just add the first sound of the syllable, the starting consonants, or initials. Now, there are 21 of them, which might sound like a lot, but don't worry. We're going to group them by how you make the sounds with your mouth, which makes them so much easier to learn. First up, the lip sounds. Now, the key thing to understand here is something called aspiration. It's just a fancy word for a little puff of air. For the letter B, there's no puff of air. It's a soft sound. But for P, you release a strong puff of air. Seriously, try this right now. Put your hand in front of your mouth and say the word pie. You feel that little explosion of air? That's aspiration. M is easy, just like in English. And for F, you just gently bite down in your lower lip with your upper teeth. Next up are the tongue tip sounds. And guess what? It's the exact same idea. The D is soft, with no puff of air, but the T is aspirated. It has that strong puff of air, just like the T in top. Again, feel the difference with your hand. The N and L are pretty much the same as in English, but for that L sound, really focus on pressing the tip of your tongue right behind your top teeth. Okay, we're almost through the consonants, just 2 more quick groups. The tongue root sounds come from the very back of your throat, g, k, and h.
Here, the k is the one with the puff of air. Then we have the palatal sounds, which you make by pressing your flat tongue against the roof of your mouth. Ji, chi, and shi. They sound kind of like ji, chi, and shi. And here's a key tip. These three sounds are always followed by an e or that special oo vowel.
Okay, deep breath. You've got the vowels, the consonants, and the tones. You have all the pieces. To finish up, I'm going to give you 3 simple rules. Think of them like the secret keys that will unlock your ability to read pretty much any pinyin you see.
Okay, rule number 1. This one is huge, so listen close. Normally, the letter I makes that E sound we practiced. But, and this is a big but, when it comes after these 7 specific consonants you see here, Z, C, S, ZH, Chi, She, or R, it makes a completely different sound. The best way I can describe it is that you're just holding out the consonant sound itself. So C isn't pronounced C. It's more of a buzzing S sound. All right, rule number 2. This one looks a little weird, but it's actually super logical. Remember those J, Q, and X sounds? Well, they can only be followed by the vowels I or U. They never, ever pair up with the regular U sound. So just to make life easier when typing, the dots on top of the U are dropped. But when you see Ju, Q, or X, you have to remember that you're actually saying that U sound we practiced earlier. So the word for go is Q, and you would say chew, not chew. And finally, rule 3. This is just a spelling rule. That's it. When a syllable starts with an I sound, you just write it with a Y in front. And when it starts with a U sound, you write it with a W. It's really just to make it super clear where one syllable ends and the next one begins. So if you see yi, you just say I. If you see woo, you just say oo. Simple as that. And that's it. That is the entire system. You've learned the basic vowels, the melody of the tones, all the consonants, and the 3 golden rules that put it all together. You literally have all the tools you need right now to look at any word in pinyin and know how to say it. Look, you just took on what most people think is the hardest part of learning Chinese, and you broke it down. The whole system is logical, and I promise, with a little bit of practice, it's all going to become second nature. So with these brand new tools in your pocket, what's the very first word you're going to try to pronounce? Your journey starts right now, so go for it.